Well, hi again. This is actually part 3 of, walk through some movie sets here at Anderson Genesis. This is in our warehouse, actually. We have a 100,000 square foot facility here. And we're right here in one of the rooms where we have various artists working. This is Travis, who's a production designer, and Ben Wilt, who's our VP in charge of our audiovisual department. And Ben, you had a vision for a movie, right?
Yep, I did. Yeah, so this is for Answered Bible Curriculum and the Special Effects Theater. The Special Effects Theater version will be 20 minutes. Answered Bible Curriculum, we're using smaller portions.
So it's like a 20-minute movie, and we've already looked at some of the sets in the previous Facebook Live. If you haven't seen those, you have to go back and look at them. We'll archive them for you.
So what Travis is going to show you now is props and costuming,
Yeah.
which is incredibly time-consuming, and they're very detailed, and they've really brought to life what I was trying to do with the narrative.
So, Ben, just give us a summary of the narrative, the pre-flood, flood, post-flood.
Yeah, I wanted to show a little bit about pre-flood, life aboard the ark, and then the world after the flood. And it's all from Shem's wife's perspective. I just thought it was an interesting perspective, and ran with that in terms of what I was writing in the narrative. We're obviously very faithful to the biblical account, but we had to use a little bit of license here and there to round it out and show the emotion of everything that was going on. And these guys, and I want it to feel very historical, because that's what Answered Bible Curriculum does for us. It shows the Bible as literal history, and that's one of the main themes and focuses of the ministry. So it was very important to me that whatever they created over here looked very real and authentic and historical, and so that's where Travis had his team had his work cut out for him.
Yeah.
So this is going to be used for our Answers Bible Curriculum, which is our 4-year curriculum that's synchronized for all ages. And it's incredible. It's apologetics, biblical authority, and chronological. And it's also going to be used to produce a 20-minute movie that'll be shown in our totally refurbished. In fact, you're basically demolishing inside our special effects theater, rebuilding from the floor up. With actually one of those projectors they use in movie theaters.
They do.
And we're also going to be able to show a 3D program in there as well. But here is where they're producing the costumes for these dramas. So Travis, maybe you could tell us a little bit about what's going on in here.
This is what's all happening.
Well, this guy's painting his hand or something.
I know. Right now, we're kind of in the final stages of everything. So Ben here is actually working on aging a. This is going to be a kind of a skirt kilt that a guy's going to be wearing in our pre-flood set, and so he's making it look used and lived in, and so that it feels real. So he's using his hand as a palette here. And just kind of getting some stains and lived-in-ness.
That looks like one of my shirts after I've eaten my meal.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh dear.
That's what my wife would say anyway.
Oh man.
Oh, I see. You do a lot of research.
Yeah.
This,
So
don't you?
here's some of the looks. You know, we find a lot of images of authentic-looking people that are they're really living and outdoors a lot of times, and their garments just get a lot of. We call love. I mean, a lot of wear and tear, and
do you think some of these could have been traditional garments handed down from the time
they could
of Noah?
be. Well, I wouldn't say that far back. These guys, but these are just normal people in their everyday wear, and that's what we need to reference.
Well, they could be evolved versions.
Yeah, totally. Yeah, I mean, passed down styles.
Right.
Yeah, very very much removed, but yeah.
So tell us what else is going on in here. What else do we have here?
Yeah, so, well, one of the cool things just to mention, as you guys were talking about...
I was just looking at this. Can I wear this?
Yeah, I mean, we could stick it on Ken. Let's give it a shot. Ben, if you want to give a hand. And
you mean he's going to put it on me?
Let's put it on you.
Okay, all right.
Let's do it.
What
Man
is
wants
this?
to play dress-up. Let's do it. But one of the cool things about this project, when Ben... pitched it, is I was so excited because it is let's see, that's the back.
The back, this is the front.
Oh, yeah, of course. I knew that was.
Yeah, it's a time period we don't really cover much.
Beautiful.
Yeah, that's awesome.
So who's going to be in this?
This is going to be our content writer, Tim Chafee. He's going to be.
And what is he
wearing
going to
this.
be acting as?
He's going to be our pre-flood, kind of a mercenary type, kind of a guy you don't want to.
A guy
you don't want to hang out with. Yeah.
Who do you think you are?
Exactly.
Will I pass? Well, is that okay?
Yeah, that would work.
Okay, all right.
Yeah.
I'm actually auditioning for this acting position.
Yeah, there you go. We're going to have to shave your head and put some tattoos. You cool with that?
Well, get on your knees.
Yeah, exactly. There we go.
All right. Okay, you can take it off now. Yeah, I've worn it long enough.
Yeah.
Getting it.
But it's a really cool time period that we don't see a lot on film. I mean, this is 10 years after the flood, and so
Right.
we're seeing these characters start to adjust to this new world. So we're seeing some of the family members in like animal skins. Their old garments are wearing out and they're being replaced, and so that's what we're kind of going to see some of.
Ben, did you give him all the ideas, or you just gave him the script and said,
I
"Here,
gave
you-"
him the script, and then they
Yeah,
ran with it
well, as
from
soon
there.
as he mentioned that, I was like, oh, I've got an idea of what we could do. This is going to be so cool. I was so excited.
So is this our shoe department to sell
Yeah,
shoes?
so,
down at the
so
Ark now?
Levi here, he's working on leather shoes. So he's done probably most of our leather work for the whole thing. And he's doing a phenomenal job making these gorgeous shoes that we're going to see people wearing. We got, little bags. But yeah, all these are custom fit to our actors. And yeah, so right now he's doing some lacing here.
Well, there's a lot of work that
Oh,
goes
yeah.
into doing this.
Really
I mean,
is.
this is not just
every
this is not
thing.
just an amateur type production
Right,
at all.
yeah. Every detail has to be thought through and made look authentic. So, and that's the fun. God's really blessed our studio here with the resources to do a lot of that. A lot of smaller production companies like this, they have to outsource. They have to
Right.
buy a lot of stuff. But most of the stuff we have here, we've all custom made.
You custom
by
make
hand,
it.
Yeah.
Wow.
So.
So we have Sandy, our seamstress, over here.
Yeah, so
And,
Sandy's working on costumes. Here's some of our leading characters, their costumes, that if you go to the Ark, you'll kind of recognize some of these.
Oh, these are similar to the ones that are worn in the Ark.
Yes. Mhm.
By the life-size
Yeah.
figures of Noah and his family.
Exactly.
Shem,
Yeah.
Ham, Japheth, their wives, and so on.
Yeah, because
So,
we're going to see the characters during the Ark, but then, say, jumping 10 years or so afterwards where they're living in this new world.
Okay, which is
so-
Noah's hat?
This is Noah's hat.
There's Noah's hat. Okay, can I try Noah's hat on? Is that
You
okay?
got it on backwards.
Oh.
Turn around. Otherwise-
That's kind of
Okay,
sideways.
you can
too.
turn it around.
There you go. Look at that.
Oh, is that better?
That's great.
Okay, which is Shem's? Which is
This
Shem?
one's Shem's.
Okay, I want Ben to put Shem's on. Can you put Shem's on?
Sideways
Beautiful.
once again. There you go. There's front.
There we
Yeah,
go.
that fits a little
How do you
better.
tell which is sideways and which is?
Well-
The shape of it, it's narrower.
Yeah, look at it from the
Oh,
top.
yeah,
It's
yeah.
kind of egg-shaped.
Yeah. Oh, you didn't have it on long.
No.
But you could-
Whose head this is?
Yeah, you can take it off again. Okay, which one? Now, the narrative features Shem's wife in particular,
Yes.
as well as Noah's family and
Yeah.
so on. Which is Shem's wife's hat?
She doesn't have a hat,
But this
Oh,
is
she doesn't have a
her
hat?
outfit here, but
No.
her necklace.
but she has a really cool hairdo.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, really cool hairdo.
Yeah, so we're giving her kind of these like French braids that kind of.
Oh yeah, we'll have a look at that in a moment.
Yeah.
Well, whose hat is that with the shells on?
This is one of the.
Yeah, one of the ladies in the pre-flood alley. She's gonna be having
Oh,
this on.
can you
so.
can you put that on? Let me see what that looks like. So this is one of the pagans in the pre-flood
right.
world. Okay.
Yeah,
Oh, look at
holding
that.
on me, but
Hmm.
yeah.
Okay.
Pretty cool.
I don't think my wife would probably wear that, actually.
Well, you
So-
know,
special style.
So-
ancient styles aren't
so Shem-
exactly in these days.
And you're making all these costumes?
Yeah, actually, so when we jump ahead about 10 years and see Shem's wife later on in the film, this is actually what she's going to wear. So we're going to see a little bit of that fabric that she had, but she's patching it up with leather here. And we're seeing holes in it, so it just has much more lived-in kind of feel. So I'm really excited about this one. That's going to be really neat looking.
And so what about this rug over here?
So this, if you look at the other post inside one of the tents, this is going to be a tapestry that's going to hang on the back wall. And so what's cool
okay.
about it is it has imagery of the garden and the tree of life and Adam and Eve. So it's kind of like they're taking with them into this new world this memory of the perfect creation.
The pre-flood world, the perfect
Yeah.
creation
Yeah.
as God made it originally.
Yeah, so
And,
in a lot of our props, we've designed little motifs that echo that kind of imagery for the family members.
And for those just joining us, again, this is part 3 of looking at sets, costumes for a movie we're producing at Answers in Genesis for the Creation Museum in the
Yeah.
Special Effects Theatre about the pre-flood, flood, post-flood world, centering on Shem's wife, particularly, but a drama associated with that. And then also some short films for Answers Bible Curriculum, our 4-year Bible curriculum used by 10,000 churches, and that's going to be absolutely incredible. We'll use it to promote the curriculum, and it'll be used as part of the curriculum itself, which is from Genesis to Revelation. It's synchronized for all ages, and I have so many churches telling us they love the apologetics, the biblical authority. It's chronological, very meaty, nothing like it anywhere in the world. And so your vision was to help bring it alive with some drama too, Ben.
Yeah.
So what about, okay, Shem's wife's not going to have a hat. She's going to have
No.
special
Yeah.
hairdo.
Yeah, actually, I'll show you that in a sec. But before we move on, you guys got to see some of the jewelry we're making. So one of the things is I'm always frustrated with store-bought jewelry because it just doesn't look authentic, doesn't look ancient. So we actually custom made, we 3D printed and molded and cast lots of beads, 3D printed a lot of pieces like this.
You know what's going to happen now? I'll
A
get all
jewelry
these
line.
people going to put comments and say, where can I buy these? Can I buy some? Can I buy them at the
Well,
art?
hey, if you guys comment enough, we'll go into production. How's
Okay,
that?
if you want them to go into production and produce some of these, you'll have to ask, right?
Exactly.
And if enough of you ask, if enough
Yeah.
of you get on my Facebook Live here
Exactly.
and say, yes, we'd love that jewelry.
Yeah.
So, I mean, what,
Yeah.
what are these?
So these are going to be pins that one lady's going to wear that's going to hold her garment in place. So this, we've actually been doing some metal casting as well, so these are actually brass because they need to be functional. And so we also have earrings, kind of little dangly things. These are signet rings that some of the characters will wear. So we just have a ton of fun making lots of different things, and yeah, like I said earlier, God's really blessed us with being able to do this kind of
So
stuff.
are we aging some more material over here?
Yeah, so Nate over here and Joel, both these guys are working on aging stuff, putting holes in it, putting kind of a dirt that collects usually in the lower area of the garments, and yeah,
That's amazing what you guys do.
yeah.
You know, I don't have to do that with my clothes. I just wear it naturally and it does that.
Yeah.
I don't know what
We
happens.
don't, we don't have time for that, though.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
We
So
gotta-
what else have we got around?
Yeah,
Oh,
so-
here we go. What is
yeah,
this?
oh, sorry, I'll scooch over here. So this is what one lady in the alleyway is going to be wearing. So one of the pre-flood characters. So she has
Okay.
kind of this wig Sandy made, and kind of this wrap like this, and cool necklace.
So one of our staff is going to wear that?
Actually, yes. Yeah.
Probably going to improve her having that on.
Really, you think so?
Yeah, I think that's
Yeah, I
possible.
think it'll be cool. Yeah. So here we actually have the character concepts for the post-flood world here. So this is what our main character is going to have. Shem's wife, she has kind of these French braids that come through.
Oh,
So
I
this is
see.
The
Okay.
dress here. So yeah.
So you did all these on computer?
Yep. Yeah. So I did all these illustrations, and yeah. So I actually, once we started locking in our actors, I even started to change their faces a little bit to kind of match.
Match the actors.
Yeah. So,
Okay.
but I love that kind of work. That's
And,
fun stuff.
Well,
So over here, this is kind of where we're stockpiling
Is this based on
our
an X-ray
props.
of Ben's skull?
Yeah, exactly. So actually, Tim Chafee, our content writer, is going to wear this on his belt like it was maybe a former friend of his. That, you know.
Okay. We are illustrating the pre-flood
Yes,
pagan world,
yes.
right?
These are the bad guys.
These are
so-
the bad guys, all right.
Yeah. So we have lots of really neat props we're working on. This is going to be a sword that he's going to actually wear. This is going to be, I love this. This is one of my favorite props here. This is going to be a knife that Noah's going to use after they get off the ark, and they're making sacrifices to God, and then you have the rainbow covenant
Right.
with God. But go ahead and pull that out. Yeah, all the way. Yeah,
All right.
enjoy that guy. That's
Yeah.
a beautiful little. Love
That's
it.
a real knife.
Yeah, it's dull, but
Yeah,
It's,
but it's real
yeah.
metal.
Yep.
Hmm.
So some props we have to make, out of the real material so they can function right. But that piece is one of my
And
favorites.
you got some armor here.
Yeah. So Tim Chafee's going to have some of this stuff. Here's something that's really cool. Check out these coins. So these are the pre-flood coins that we came up with. And what's cool is you can see the edges are kind of clipped, kind of showing a corrupt, very inflated economy. So, life's not very good down in the pre-flood alley.
Right.
And it kind of shows the pre-flood king on there and a pagan idol kind of on top. And so we can 3D print a lot of those things. And we have a potter's wheel that we can make a lot of these. A lot of cool designs that we have painted on here.
So you actually have a potter's wheel that
Mhm.
you
Yeah.
use for these?
Yeah, we actually made the originals and then we molded and cast them. So these we'll see in the alleyway hanging with oil wicks. And
This is going to be an
put on
amazing movie,
fire
man.
and-
That's all I can
Yeah.
say. And people, when they actually see the movie itself in the theatre, and you think of all of this and what went into it, it's going to blow their minds.
Yeah. Actually, on one other cool detail you guys will enjoy. So when Shem's wife is writing her account, she's not writing with a typical piece of paper and pencil
Right.
kind of a thing. We're going to have her doing her own form of cuneiform on a tablet, and she's going to have this little stylus here. And so it'll be a really unique thing. I don't know if I've ever seen that in a film, someone writing in cuneiform or a type
Right.
like that on a tablet.
That'll be spectacular.
Yeah, so it'll be really neat.
So this is for the Answers Bible curriculum,
Yeah.
and also a 20-minute movie for our special effects theatre.
Yeah.
It'll be absolutely spectacular.
Here you go, Ken. Check this out. So this is what they're going to have after the flood for hunting. So we have
Okay,
a,
so I aim for
yeah,
some animal around here.
there should be a few.
Yeah, there's probably some outside there. Oh,
Yeah.
there we are. Look up there.
There you go.
I think I'll give that back to you.
Yeah.
I'd be dangerous with that.
Yeah.
All right.
So
So some of these artists just get to play with, it's
play
like
with goop.
it's like playing with goop, yeah,
Yeah.
Play-Doh or something or whatever it is.
That's right. So Levi here is working on a silicone mold for one of our jewelry pieces, and so he's just getting things ready here. He'll be pouring it pretty soon. Here's an example of what a mold might look like. So this is a comb that Shem's wife is going to be using later. We're going to paint it up to look like ivory.
Oh,
And
okay.
you just saw the demolding process.
Yeah. So you sort of, well, make sure that you
Yeah, you clean it up
clean
and
that up
repaint it.
and
Mhm.
paint it. It'll look like ivory and
Yep.
look like an
Yeah.
ivory comb.
Yeah, it'll look
Wow,
like one
amazing.
of these guys here. Let's grab this guy.
Oh, so it'll
Yeah.
turn into one of
Now
these.
these are just 3D printed, so they're really delicate. But that's why we had to remake these in a sturdier
So that sort of
material.
becomes, in a sense, like that.
Mhm. Yeah. So
Amazing what you guys do.
Yeah.
Very talented, very gifted.
so
And,
over here.
let's see what Doug is doing over here.
Yeah. Doug, if you could
Uh,
explain some of your process here. We have one character. Actually,
Doug
we have a couple
knows what he's
characters.
doing, right, Doug?
Yeah. Oh, totally.
Yeah, yes. I've been doing this for a while.
Yeah.
He knows what he's doing because he's making a nose.
Oh, my nose.
Yeah, you didn't get that. You're an artist, I understand. Yeah.
Yeah, we have a couple characters that actually have some silicone prosthetics, and so Doug's working on a facial prosthetic for one of our characters. Could you show the concept there, your page
Sure.
there?
People who know Doug Rumminger won't recognize this photo.
But he's going to look like that.
He's going to look
Yeah.
something like this, yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
He's got actually, the concept art that Travis did is really cool, and it's got tattoos all over it and big nose piercings. Sorry, guys, everybody. So anyway, it's going to have a lot more to it than this. This just was to represent the nose and the lip prosthetics. We needed to make the nose bigger just because the piercing is gigantic, and Doug was not willing to let us pierce his nose.
That's kind of weird.
So when I made a bigger nose on his life cast, I made a mold of his face, and when I made a bigger nose on there, his lips looked ridiculous. Oh, thank you. Yeah. So the bigger nose made his lips look too thin. So I've made some lip I'm sorry, just a second here.
You know him.
I'll hold this.
That'd be great. Thanks. So I've made lip prosthetics that go on there as well. So these will be glued down, blended in, and then painted to match his skin. And then tattoos will be all over his face. And then this will be painted to look like metal, and it actually will clip into the prosthetic thing like this. It actually hurts pretty good. But it's held together with magnets. And so this will go right through the prosthetic. Yeah, actually I can do that. So it'll be something like this, but more realistic.
He's going to be some ugly-looking
this on
pre-flood guy.
It's going to be great.
So yeah, anyway, it should be pretty cool when it's done.
Wow. Well, there we are. So, Ben, what do you think of your vision becoming a a reality here.
Well, I mean, it's exciting, and these guys are doing phenomenal work. They blow me away every time I come in here. So yeah, the vision is being brought to life by these guys working really hard.
And, you know, I think people realize, you only got to look at the Ark itself. These are some of the same crew that worked on the exhibits of the Ark and the exhibits of the Creation Museum, to realize it's every bit as good as what Hollywood can do, if not better in many instances, I believe. And,
Some cases. They do some good stuff.
They do some
I
good
don't-
stuff, yeah.
I can't say that. So this is our first real film that we're doing. I mean, some of us have worked on film, but in-house here. And so I'm sure there's going to be a lot of things we're going to learn about. I mean, I will say it's funny because we've done stuff for museums for so long now with the Creation Museum and the Ark, that sometimes it's a little bit hard to pull back and go, you know what, no, it doesn't need to be this good. It doesn't need to be this good. Just
Yeah,
call
because
it done.
you can lie a lot in a movie,
Yeah,
right?
exactly. Yeah.
You do. It's all the lighting and the
Yeah.
way we move the camera.
Right.
Yeah.
And you can make it look like what it's not.
Right.
I know,
Yeah.
but
Right.
but
Oh,
it's
that's
going to
a
be
wonderful thing.
it's going to be a phenomenal movie for our special effects theatre, and that'll be launched Memorial Day weekend this year. Boy, you had a lot of work to do
I have
then.
a lot of work to
You had a lot of work to do. And then short films for our Answers Bible curriculum, and we will link to those so people can go to the Creation Museum. And also, if they come to the Creation Museum, they're going to go to the Ark, come to both of our attractions, and then the Answers Bible curriculum, thousands and thousands, about 10,000 churches right now are using that. About 6,000, we believe this year, will use our BBS. But we're doing some short films for the Answers Bible curriculum. And Ben, you've written the script for that. You wrote the script basically for our Christmas program that was on the side of the Ark, our laser projection program, and you helped to storyboard all that with some of our own crew. So it's phenomenal what you guys are doing, and it really is first class. I mean, it really is. This is phenomenal quality.
It's been
And
fun.
what we want is for even people who are used to the secular world quality to come and say, wow, Christians can do that too. So with that, we'll end this broadcast as well. Great to have you along. And wow, you know what? People are going to want to have tours of this place.
Yeah, I think
We'll have to start offering tours here,
Yeah,
so they can
there
see
you go.
that. Hey, if you would like to do that, let us know. We should charge them, what, $1 million a tour?
Something like
That-
that. Then I can make
Yeah,
another movie.
Yeah, then you can make another movie, exactly. All right, anyway, with that, we'll finish this
Royalties
broadcast.
to the tour guides and the artists. That
Oh,
have to
yeah,
talk.
of course, yes, definitely.